punching it out, going live early. Why? Because we got the Eagle game and the Buccaneers at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. This is Tim with Online Big Blue, of course, bringing you the best of New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Hope everyone's good out there in TV land. We're going to talk about the Giants. We're going to talk about the general manager. We're going to talk about the head coach. We're going to talk about Deshaun Watson and Brian Flores. That's just crazy talk. Or is it? Crazy like a fox. And we got the Malik Willis jetting up all the charts here from everyone in reference to the Draftniks. Not going to say that we told you so, but we told you so. Come on, everyone knows Malik is the man. Malik is the dude. Malik is the guy. To all Malik Willis lovers out there, there's Black Rifle coffees for you. People are like, did Black Rifle sponsor you? I don't know. No, that Black Rifle Coffee's not sponsoring anything. Oh, all right, Giant fans, where are you all at? It's early. Where are the comments? Where are the comments at? I need a comment. Oh, here we go. Good morning there from the West Coast. You're up early, my friend. How you doing? Good morning from the West Coast. What's up, my buddy Jay? Jay. Always love Jay. Always love his comments. Always like his tweets. Always like everything that's going on. The Malik Willis runaround is happening. The Giants are going for that new GM. There's talk, there's scuttlebutt, there is innuendos, there's inferences. Good morning, Matthew. There's other things going on that people are like, Deshaun Watson will go somewhere where Brian Flores goes. I never think it's, what's up, Chris from the UK? Show the hair. I'm not showing the hair today. The hair is a mess today. I got up early. Had to do a whole bunch of had to do a whole bunch of fun stuff. No, it wasn't fun stuff. Had to do a whole bunch of stuff this morning, so I didn't really get a chance to groom myself. Logic's finest jumping in them from Germany. Wow, you know what's funny? I was watching at the podcast because we have a podcast. It's basically a replay of the show. And the amount of people that we have in the UK and different audiences there is just crazy. There's my brother coming in, a pimp named Slickback. You got Kurt Warner said that if you're going to get the right offense system, then Malik Willis could be a stud in the NFL. What have I been screaming? I have been screaming about Malik Willis for a year and a half. How good do I think Malik Willis can be? I don't call him Baby Vic for no reason. And people, if you want to go back and watch like 2004 Vic, 2000, somewhere around there, you want to go watch the old Vic? That's what I'm talking about. Where's the sponsor, Tim? Oh, everyone wants the sponsor. Yes, we know people. Dom, of course, isn't in the house. But as we know, we are being now sponsored by Dom's favorite place, Poppycockers, the best in London adult entertainment. A Poppycocker joke will never get old. And neither will your Poppycocker if you come to Poppycockers. Oh, there we go. There's the sponsorship. Yeah, we've been hearing the scuttlebutt, the same thing about Watson. He'll go where Flores goes. Jay, you know what's funny? Would I sacrifice the love affair for Malik Willis for our old buddy Deshaun Watson? Yes, I would. Deshaun Watson is a proven commodity. Deshaun Watson proved that he could play behind a bad line and a bad team and still put up huge numbers. Deshaun Watson proves that if he's got the right offensive philosophy, he's a stud. And I'm not talking just in the bedroom. Sorry, that was a bad joke about his legal issues. Let's get his legal issues fixed first, Deshaun Watson. That's my thing. Let's get him fixed first. Let's get him fixed. I want either the Bills guy. So you want either Schoen or the guy from the 49ers. Which guy's from the 49ers? Wasn't there a couple guy from the 49ers? I created a list here. So you want Adam Peters or do you want Ray Carthon? Or no, he's with the Rams now. He's with the Rams now. So there's a couple guys. I mean, like I said, we could figure that one out. But like I said, I would sacrifice the Malikness for Deshaun Watson. I would sacrifice it. I would try to. I would do that. Why do these things come up? I'm tired of people. Oh, what is going on over here? Flores probably will go to Houston. Him and Nick's going to told not close working relationship. I mean, why? I mean, honestly, why would you want to go to Houston? The cupboard is bare in Houston. The draft choices are aren't going to be there. And it's just not there in Houston. The talent's not there in Houston. We always talk about the Giants not being a destination spot anymore, but I would go there. I'd go there hell of a lot more and go to Houston. Vic could throw very well. Well, Vic had some accuracy issues young part of his career. Then he turned into more of an accurate passer when he was with the Eagles. The Eagles who are playing today. Of course, I won out. I dropped a thing on my foot. But he had this flair. He had this panache. He was able to make things happen when no one else was around him making anything happen. And that is going to be Malik Willis. The right system, he's deadly. Love it or leave it. The kid don't play. If I hit bullseye. I'm sorry. Thanks for having me on your stream yesterday. You're welcome, Pilot. It's fun. It was great talking to you and Dom. He had me at the VVIP pass in Champagne Room at Poppycockers. And of course, everyone knows there is no sex in the Champagne Room. We all know that. Just want to remember that. Thoughts on the offense of the Bills. I mean, I think the Bills, they had some offensive woes. They had some offensive issues in the season, and they put it all together against a good Pats team, good defensive Pats team. So I think the Bills could be like the Giants, could be like the 2007 Giants and start all of a sudden clicking on all cylinders. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, baby. Draft, baby. Yeah. We miss Dom. Where is Dom? I was texting him earlier. I don't know where he went. He needs to make an appearance in the chat because everyone misses the Dahmer. And I can't find his I'm not going to get into that today. All right, here we go. What do we got over here? It's the same logic that went with taking Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes. You swing for the upside. Yes, 100%. The NFL is moving towards an athletic, big arm quarterback. The days of a traditional pocket passer are over. I'm not saying Kenny Pickett cannot be the man. I'm not saying Penny Pickett cannot be the second coming to Dan Marino. Everyone knows that Dan Marino went to Pitt. I'm not saying he cannot be those things. But what I am saying is you are right. The NFL has gone to this system, has gone to this motion offense almost, you can want to say, has gone to this having the ability for your quarterback, and I've said it a million times, to be like a point guard who can create his own shot. So not only you have to worry about your running back, your guys downfield, but you got to worry about what your quarterback can do, and that guy is Malik Willis. Got to ride out Jones for year 4. Malik can learn the ropes. I'd be okay with Malik and the rest of the draft focus on all. I would be okay. You take the first pick, you go O-line or you go defensive end. Next pick, if you feel that the problem with Malik Willis is right now, there's even talk about Carolina. So there's a lot of people that are looking at this. I don't know if I could ride the Daniel Jones train year 4. Honestly, if I'm the GM, I'm going clear cut. I'm trading Jones. I'm drafting my own quarterback, and I'm bringing in my own guy. Good morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, sports cards? Hope all is well. Everything's going good. I'm happy. It's a good happy day. Honey, happy people laughing. I saw Joe Burrow yesterday climb the pocket, evade pressure all night. Yep, he did. The Bengals O-line is not good, and he dominated. That's what I'm telling you about DJ. He has no pocket presence, no pocket awareness. Pocket presence and pocket awareness are two different things. He has neither. And we've said it how many times? A pink name slip back. How many times have we said this? He needs to climb the proverbial ladder in the pocket, Daniel Jones. He does not do that when you have a bad offensive line. When the rush is being aggressive and coming at you, you step forward into the pocket. Not into the rush. Hope everyone's having that smooth taste of Black Rifle coffee. I figured if I just mentioned Black Rifle 900 times, I'll sponsor the show. The only problem is if we trade Deshaun Watson, we could have. Well, that's the problem, Christopher. I mean, that is the issue at the moment. That is the issue we're having. Dennis Hickey. Dennis Hickey might be a nice choice. I don't know. Did they even interview Dennis Hickey? I don't think the 9 they did. Maybe he's up. Maybe he's up. Maybe he's on deck. We don't know. What's up, Tim? Show over. Can you get one last dance? I have no music to dance. Can we get one last dance? The clown show is over. But I don't. I don't have any dancing music. I don't even have the stripper music. I don't. Oh, wait. You know what? I do have the stripper music. I do have the stripper music. See, this is what we need for Dom. Where did Dom go? Where's this? Where's this one? Hold on. Oh, this is more of the that's more of the smooth sound stripper music. I don't even know my stripper music. This is what we need for Dom. Where's Dom and Poppycockers? Welcome everyone. Here we go. And it goes, slows down and goes. Uh-oh. Joe Judge, out the house, out the door. I'm just gonna dance for the rest of the stream. Pop and lock. Send it back. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We dance on this show. We take all requests. Good morning to you. Do you keep Daniel Jones as a backup? No. I send him on his way. Send him on his merry way. Give him a little basket. No, give him this. Like in the old cartoons, get to like with the hobos, you give him a little hobo sack on the stick, and we'll put him on a train and we'll just send him somewhere. I don't want him. I want Malik Willis. I think everybody knows that. If you don't know that by now, you probably have not watched the show.
All aboard.
That's who we're going with.
Willis Express.
This is a man show. I heard the Giants are on the top of Flores. I've heard that too, but the question is Flores, or I should say, are the Giants have Flores on their list? I mean, it's a difficult proposition because, like I said, and you figure some of this guy may bring, whoever they hired Jim may bring in his own guy. Might bring in his own guy. We talked about this. He might bring in his own guy. Flores is kind of a volatile personality, which I think would be great in New York. Be great to have someone talk with some honesty. He is kind of truculent at times with certain people. That's why that he had the issue with the owner and the GM in Miami. That's why he no longer has a job. So, I mean, I like Flores. I like what do I like? I like candy. I like the Ryan Poles, Flores, Malik Willis. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Just throwing it out there. I want a good quarterback who throws well. Yeah, we all do. But you know what you have to do is you have to find that quarterback. There are plenty. Josh Allen, evidently coming out of Wyoming, couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Boy, that's changed. There was questions about Pat Mahomes. That's changed. Certain things, as long as you have the proper skills, mechanics can be taught. Talent cannot be taught. Talent. Bonjour. Hola. ¿Dónde está el baño, por favor? What do we got here? What do you think about the rumors of Deshaun Watson wanting to get to New York play Giants? He wants Flores as head coach, assuming all legal issues are clear. If legal issues are cleared, I would trade for Deshaun Watson. And I like Brian Flores. I said that a million times. I like Brian Flores. I like Deshaun Watson. But there's a lot of ifs on the legal issues, and I'm not sure contractually what's going to happen with him. There's a morality clause in most contracts for the NFL team. So Houston can also be waiting out to see if they could just release him and get out of that money. It's the Zach Attack coming in live, coming in strong. If they hire an executive from the 49ers, Bills or Chiefs or Indies, would they hire someone with the ties to those coaches and organizations? Or are they take a difficult speculation if the GM is really selecting the head coach, you would think that he would give more credence to someone that he's worked for in the past. That's why I like Ryan Poles, because of the fact that I am an Eric Bieniemy fan. I've said it a million times. I would love Eric Bieniemy. I wanted Eric Bieniemy 2 years ago, but the only problem was he was going to the Super Bowl, and the Giants did not want to wait till after the Super Bowl to hire a GM, which is understandable because you wanted to, to hire a head coach, which is understandable because you want to get your guy in place, hopefully before the Super Bowl. But sometimes it's patience. And even Mara came out and said, well, maybe we should have been a little bit more patient. I would do it. Really put the clinic on last night. NFL record, no punts, no field goals, no turnovers, just touchdowns. I agree. But a lot of that had to do with Josh Allen. But I agree. I agree 100%. What's up, AJ? Carolina Panthers coach Matt Rule, like Kenny Pickett, will probably draft him and see him on the draft board. Yeah, but there's also there is rumors, there is scuttlebutt, there's information floating around that Malik Willis has also been bandied about in Carolina, and I think with if you're going to keep McCaffrey and teaming up with someone like Malik Willis, that's going to be dangerous. What would a Jones trade be even worth? 4 quarters and a penny? Damn it. Hold on. What would a Jones trade even be worth? 4 quarters and a penny? I think you can get a 3rd rounder. Maybe throw in a 7th. There's an injury issue. There's a talent issue, and a offensive coordinator and head coach need to fall in love with his skill set. And if you look outside the giant bubble, there's not a lot of people falling in love with the Daniel Jones skill set. I like the idea, Tim. Try to jump Jones and Barkley for capital. Get the capital, build it up. I would still keep Barkley because that's $8 million a year. See what he's got. You trade him, you're on the hook for that money. You release him, you're on the hook for that money. Keep him, see what he's got. Defensive-minded coach and Malik Willis. It depends on who your offensive coordinator is going to be. That's my question. Who is your offensive coordinator? My only concern about Deshaun Watson coming is to be a market in the world. Fair weather fans, regards the off-field trouble, those things will destroy. I agree. Logic's fine. It's going to kill. It's going to kill. If he does not get this resolved, the media will kill him. The media will follow. The media will follow this story until high heaven, till it's no longer newsworthy. But you're right. Speaking of Jones, he said he can't throw and have contact until August or early September. Now the organization needs to give some clarity on the impact. Here's my thing about the injury, and I do not know anything about the Daniel Jones injury. I am going to profess this right now. I am not a medical expert. I do not play one on TV, but I did stay 2 days in. He said he could be ready by August. Daniel Jones said this himself. Here's the issue. I'm thinking it's a bone issue. I think it's a bone injury. I don't think it's a ligament issue. I don't think it's a muscle issue. I'm beginning to think I think they saw something on the MRI. They kept seeing it repeatedly. I don't know if it's in the vertebrae. I don't know what, but I don't know if it's the C11 or whatever it is, but I think maybe there's a spider fracture. I personally think there's a bone issue somewhere in his neck. If you were John Mayer and had 3 questions you would ask your GM during the interview. What is your 5-year plan to get us out of this trouble? How do you feel about building your team via free agency or the draft? And when do you think, if we gave you the reins and total control, how soon do you think you get this team back on track? Will I give score predictions? Yeah, we'll give score predictions. We might even do a giveaway. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Thinking about that, though. I don't think about these things ahead of time. The Giants need to get Yes, we do need Harbaugh. Harbaugh head coach, Nagy offense coordinator, Vic Fangio as defense coordinator. I would love that. And I would love to not be this sexy. But we know that's not going to happen because I don't think Jimmy H is coming here. If they gave him more total control general manager-wise, I do think he would, but I don't think he's showing up. Why do people want a below-average quarterback for a second regime for 2 regimes ago? Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's get the new coach, get his own guy. Let's not. That's what I'm thinking. I'm almost. I don't know. What do you think, Lando? Yeah, it's Lando Calrissian. I don't know why I'm playing with Lando Calrissian. But if you're a guy coming in, you're a new general manager, new coach, you don't want someone's leftover quarterback. You're right. From 2 regimes ago. I never even thought about that. You're right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Wouldn't be able to get a comp pick for Jones if we keep him 1 more year and let him walk after that. Yes, you would be able to get a comp. Well, let's see. Would you get a compensation pick for him because you are actually releasing him out of his contract, basically? Normal free agency, yes. But I'm not sure I have to look it up. What happens if you pick up a 5th year? Because it's a 5th year option. I have to think about that. That's a good question. I got to think about that. As far as talent, I get behind Deshaun Watson, starting with Malik Willis, learning behind him. I've seen enough of Daniel Jones. Get the backup core, replace him. Good enough for me. Everyone's talking about Marcus Mariota now. I love it. Everyone's like, oh, this Marcus Mariota will be so great for the Giants. I said this 2 years ago. When Eli Manning retired, I said, pick up Marcus Mariota before he went to the Raiders. Did a video about it. I said, you want to know why? Because you need someone to push your star quarterback. This is why I've said I am not sure if Daniel Jones' intestinal fortitude to be in the New York market, because of the fact that they always feel like they cannot get a guy behind Jones that's going to challenge him. Well, I think that's about to change. I'm very excited about this season. People are like, you're pumped up today. Could be the 12 cups of coffee. Could be the supplements for the gym, for the workout. Could be a lot of things. I want to look like this by the end of this winter. And I'm actually going to wear this outfit. Homer YouTubers. Who's a Homer YouTuber? I don't know who. Oh, I must be slow in the comments again. That's what she said. Oh, wait.
That's what she said.
Jones isn't cleared for contact until August, so great. Jones will will get a contract through. We don't know his condition until, he's not. I would trade him. I would trade him. Go with the original David Rose and his orchestra, The Stripper, 1960. I can't play that because that would be a good one, though. We have copyright infringement issues. Tired of getting flagged for copyright. Not copyright. I get flagged for hate speech and other things and bullying. There was something about bully. GM picking head coach. You have no idea who it'll look like. Flores would be a nice story because he's a hometown boy and you got to trust the process. Here's my problem with Philadelphia. I trusted the process in Philadelphia. I've said this before. I'm a quasi 76ers fan. I love the Knicks, but I'm a quasi 76ers fan because they were right down the road from my house. So I went to games all the time with friends. I was going before the process even started. I was going before they coined the phrase, trust the process. And I've seen the likes Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel, guys like that were part of the process. And then they ended up trading guys to bring in like Tobias Harris and people like that. So I don't know. And then Ben Simmons was part of the process. No, the process isn't going too hot. New GM needs to bring their own coach. I agree. People forget that Josh Allen was wrong in college. He completed 55.6% of his passes. Funny people bring up Willis. Ole Miss, when Allen faced Oregon, he was 9 for 26. Ole Miss game. I watched the entirety of that game. That poor kid was running for his life the entire game. I mean running for his life. Daniel Jones, if he played behind the offensive line at Liberty, that game would have been killed. Literally, we'd be sending flowers somewhere. Malik survived. He got hurt. He came back. Josh Allen's getting better each year. I agree. Each year. Flores will want a lot of control. All right, I'll give it to him. While a lot are okay with that, my opinion is that you have to earn that. He has to be able to get the power. I believe he's earned the right. I believe this 3 seasons in Miami, even after a 1-7 start and finishing 9-8 and made the playoffs the year prior and showed progress with no talent, that the literal general manager traded away all their talent and they still competed. I think he's earned the right. I think he deserves a shot. That was Spanish. Our coaching totally sucked the last 2 years. That's why no one showed progress. And I'm actually curious about the upside of players. I'm actually curious about that because you're right. I do think we had 28 head coaches. I mean, not head coaches. We had 28 coaches on this team, which is astronomical for that was astronomical for a team. Astronomical. 28. Almost a coach for every 2 players, and we still showed no progress. I see a Sam Howell comment. I was actually just doing work on Sam Howell. I'm getting ready to do my draft work. People like my draft work. I like my draft work. Oh, my friend, my paisan, what's up? And thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Tim, a NFL legend of all time, dropped by to pay the proper respects for all the Giants you around there. Dance, slam the world, the birds. Go to the ground. Well, you know what? The birds are playing today. He's playing today. Birds are playing. The birds are flying. Listen, everyone knows I have an affinity for Tampa. The problem is I don't know if I can root for Tampa because of Tom Brady now. So maybe it's fly, Eagles, fly to victory. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. Hope everything's going well. How's the rugby, guys? Coffee's good. Black Rifle, black, like my heart. Spanish. Oh, did I miss this? Can't I miss stuff in the comments? Spanish. ¿Dónde está el baño, por favor? ¿Qué hora es? Me llamo Felipe. They didn't have a translation for Tim in Spanish, so I was Felipe. What's the difference between getting what's the difference getting a real coach in here? Let me see here. What is Jay? Oh, here was a Sam Howell question. Any thoughts on Sam Howell? Big arm, upside quarter. I like Sam. I was doing a little work on Sam. I was looking at some tape. I was looking at some information. I personally think that if he's going to go, it's going to be because of the fact that it's going to be a quarterback. It's going to be a quarterback draft that's not going to be conducive. So maybe he goes. I personally think he's not going to go till the second round. I worry about, like with Malik Willis, I worry about his height because he's listed, I believe, at 6'1". And I don't think he has the general skill set of Malik in reference to his escapability. So the problem I have with Sam is he college 6'1". So that means he's going to be 5'11", 5'10". He's easy Kyler Murray 6 feet when he was like 5'8". I think in second or third round. I think there are other quarterbacks out there right now that can have more of an upside. But like I said, I still think he could be a player. I don't want to be a player no more. Would you pick your stopgap quarterback? Personally, I'm Marcus Mariota. I've said it. Go back and watch the video, guys. Have you addressed the biggest elephant in the room? No. I'm scared of elephants. They're freaking huge. You ever seen an elephant up person? I rode an elephant. I rode on top of an elephant. They're pretty scary. The O-line should be the first thing done and fixed. Worst in the league. Maybe Jones can be effective. I will also point out Joe Burrow's last night, whose O-line ranks worse than the Giants. That's all I'm going to say, Rick. I don't want to be a player no more. I'll just crush a lot. Hiring anyone from Kansas City would be striking gold. Like I said, give me Poles. You give me Poles. You give me Bieniemy, and you give me Willis. It's time to go to work. And I've been saying that. I've been saying it because, like I said, it's from, Willie Beeman says it best.
Gotta get to work.
Gotta get to work. That's what, if we draft these guys, bring these guys in, we're going to work.
Come on, man. Come on.
We're going to work.
I keep the Lakers creaming, and all my fans got screaming. You can defeat me.
You're dreaming. I cut that part out, though. When he flexes. I was just watching the movie not too long ago. I meant your clown dance. No, I don't do the clown dance anymore because I lost the clown music. Josh Allen was picked 5 picks after Saquon. Like I said, I know that actually Matthew. I know that bugs people, but you know what? It doesn't mean hindsight's 2020. You go with all these people that blast me after I do my draft recaps, and then a year later when I turn out to be right on the grades, no one cares. You only care when it's your team, but beyond that. I heard the Steelers want Jones for 3rd pick. Tomlin thinks he can fix him. Send him. Get the cannon. Tomlin would be fixing him. He would be a Pro Bowler knowing the Giants suck. I don't have a problem with that. He's not going to be that here. I don't have a problem with that. Got to bring back Barkley. He's been bitten by the injury bug. Give him 2 years to come back. You have to. The injury that he had, you have to give the dude at least 2 seasons. Said it before. Tore 3 of the ligaments. He tore 3 of the ligaments in his knee. It's not just like he didn't tear the ACL. He tore the MCL, the meniscus, and I can't remember the third one. But it's not an easy injury to come back from. You need at least 2 years. Barrett stole the Brinks truck. Tim, that man left at Harbaugh's house. He's throwing some shit. He did steal the Brinks truck. I would go there. Oh my God, Tim, you're not the only one. One on FAM, Boomer said people have told him that Jones is a bone issue and the doctors aren't confident he'll be cleared for contact because one hit could be disaster. I didn't know that. Really? I'm pretty smart. I signed my radio contract on Friday. We will be having an announcement. The first show. The first show looks like it will be, I believe, on the Friday, the 11th of February. We'll be giving out more information on that, but the radio contract was signed on Friday. Just waiting for the background stuff to clear. But the first fill-in will be at 11 from 12 to 6 a.m. Does anyone know anything about hockey? Evidently, I got to learn hockey in 26 days. Anyone knows anything? Is there a hockey for dummies book? Because I need that. Tomlin ain't fixing Jones because another Mason Rudolph. I didn't think about that. So he will just look even mid-level talent when the talent around him. You're right. I didn't think about that. He is kind of like a Mason Rudolph. Jones has twice the talent of Mason Rudolph. I don't think so. I also don't get with the Bryce Young hype. No offense. He's 5'11", average athleticism, and a solid arm. What jumps off the screen that makes you say, wow, I'm not tanking for Bryce Young. If I can find my quarterback now, because if you're tanking for Bryce Young, you're basically saying 2022 is garbage, that you're not going to be competitive until 2023. I don't want that. I don't care if we win 5 games next year, 6 games. I want to see a competitive product on the field. I want to see some people maturating and growing. That's what I want to see. He did look like crap, but like I said, I don't take one game. I don't give one game. Yeah, I would like to see that too. James, good morning to you. Morning, my Blues brother. After watching White Vic last night, I've come to the conclusion we need a quarterback. Yeah, you texted me that yesterday. That was pretty funny. When you called him White Vic. I was actually laughing. I was in the car, and I love it because you're like everyone else's car, I guess. My car plays the text messages. Because you say, would you like to hear your text message? You go, yeah. And then I love it because I forget what you said. And Bubba Bunny goes, and White Vic. I was like, oh my God, that was pretty funny. Oh, let's see. I really like Adam Peters. He's built the Broncos championship team. Now he's built the 49ers. Their D-line, their O-line are great. That's exactly what we need. I like Peters too. I tell you, out of the guys and I wrote down a list. And I'm checking it twice. Let's see. I got Schoen, who I wouldn't mind. Poles, I don't mind. What's his name? Cowden with the Titans. Peters is the assistant manager, of course, the GM. Yeah, and you got who's the other person I really like is Adrian Wilson. I was thinking about that last night. Of course, he's a five-time Pro Bowl safety. Everybody knows that. Spent 3 years following retirement. He's been a scouting assistant, quickly went through the organization and risen above in the organization for the Cardinals. So I do think he would be interesting as well. I don't think anyone's good in the scouting room here because nobody's a scout. How many people did any work for the league? So that's what I just tell people. This is all just speculation. When it looks like Judge was staying, I didn't want Malik Willis because I didn't trust the organization to develop him. Now we have a fresh start. Definitely hopping aboard the Malik Willis Express.
All aboard the Malik Willis Express.
We are going to have a new Malik Willis video on that sound effect coming up probably in a couple days. Trust the process equals losing. I agree. Let's go, Big Blue. 34 family. Let's go. ECK stopping it, or ECK Sports. If you don't know him, go and subscribe to his channel. You got a big channel over there. Does a lot of fun stuff. How do you feel about Mitchell Trubisky? I feel the Bears failed him. Do you give him a second opportunity that he may revive his career like Kerry Collins did with us? I don't have a problem with Trubisky. Trubisky's been to the playoffs twice. I do not think it's his fault that he got drafted second overall. Probably should have been taken at the bottom half of the first round or second round. I think more expectation did him in more than talent at times with the Bears, and I would not have a problem with Mitchell Trubisky as a backup quarterback. Okay, you bring in a new quarterback and also a new O-line and also a new O-line. It's the worst in the league. I keep pointing out the fact that you go look back at 2011 Giants had one of the worst ranked offensive lines, and we won the Super Bowl. And Cincinnati just won yesterday with a line ranked worse than ours. Let's go. Settle it up.
Board, the Malik Willis Express.
I just finished the podcast with 2 NFL scouts talking draft. They're on the O-line. Very interesting. They like Linderbaum has less development than Mangold, and he shouldn't go before 20. I don't think Linderbaum. I don't take a center that high. I take a center. I agree. I take a center in the 20s. I could see Neil. I could see it. We need to just get Malik. I won't lie. He's been calling. I won't lie. You have been calling that for a minute. I've gone to see him play. Go watch him play. I tell people, watch Malik play. Go watch the Liberty offense in its entirety. Do not watch just highlights of Malik Willis. Watch every offensive series for Liberty. Watch what he does when the play breaks down. Watch what he does when the pocket is good. Watch what he does when the pocket is bad. Watch him in his entirety. And then you will be more impressed with Malik Willis. That's all I'm going to say. I'm lying. I'm not going to. That's not all I'm going to say. All my best friends play for Liberty U. Really? Well, Liberty is a very small school. What's up here, Marcus? What do we got here? Oh, by the way, I feel like I take a blank because I thought myself to go to stay healthy. I have this new pack, and it's over there. I have this new pack that I'm going to try to take. I built a gym because I don't like going outside. I don't like people. There's people out there. No, I'm just joking. No, people that don't even know I don't really like people. But I built a gym downstairs last night, so I should rephrase that. Mrs. Online, Big Blue, and I built a gym last night downstairs, so I'm going to work out at home now. Just no. COVID twice in 19 months. I don't need that shit. I don't need to leave my house. So I tell you, I don't need to leave my house, but I do. I have to. Correction. Mine didn't make the playoffs last year, nor under Flores. The big thing when they're comparing Flores to Gaze was the same record, but Gaze took Miami to the playoffs in 18. And weren't they 11-5 in 18? Who are you bullying? Did you hurt Leonard Williams or Joe Judge's feelings? I did. I apologize. I hurt people's feelings. Let's see here. I would go pick it if we go quarterback first. I don't want a tall, statuesque quarterback because you're just going to sit in the pocket. The stopgap quarterback is Daniel Jones. He is a stopgap. I'm actually not okay with Mitchell Trubisky as a stopgap. I thought about that. What's round do you see the Riddler going? I like the Riddler. I've said this before. I think he's a little less talented than Malik. I see the Riddler going second, third round. No higher than that. The Giants do draft Willis. The RP offense with him and Tony Saquon would be insane. Giants could have a similar office to that the Ravens or the Bills did earlier this quarter. I agree. I think you're right. I think that if you take a look at it from that perspective, you look at it from that philosophy, it could be insane. It could be crazy. Question is, Joe Judge the worst coach you've ever seen? Yes. I've seen Arnsberger. I've seen McVay. I've seen Hanley. Yes. Hands down. Another reason I want Jones gone. Evidently, Joe Judge had a pizza party at his house, and players went. David Sills, Daniel Jones, and Logan Ryan. Cut. Don't want you. Cut. Sorry about that. What's up, my friend? We've been on a winning streak against all odds because we are all the type of players who do not need a minimum coaching to maximize the playbook. We're all for honors of glory, not for the paycheck. So you're not Leonard Williams. You got a team of non-Leonard Williams. Sidney Crosby is supposedly the best player in the NHL. Is he still playing in the league, Sidney Crosby? Alex over checking actually gets him done. That's for you, Tim. All right. Yeah, I got to learn some hockey. I need to learn some hockey rapidly. That was always a fun question. You know hockey? Yeah, I know hockey. I know a lot about hockey. They skate around with the puck. There's a blue line. Icing. Throw the octopus on the ice. Saying a lot. The guys that I want are Peters, Poles, Schoen, and maybe Wilson. I like them all. If we hire Peters and trade for Jimmy G, draft Wilson, are we looking good? Depends on what you trade for Jimmy G for. If you give him like a 4th or a 5th rounder for Jimmy G because they're sold on Trey Lance starting, I'm not terrible. I'm not a big Jimmy G fan, but as a stopgap, I'm not bad with that. Peters, my number 1 candidate, will be the next year, part of a multiple Super Bowls Patriots. But yeah, he's got the pedigree. I mean, Peters, he is. I know everyone says that Schoen rocked his interview. How do people know this? I know people that work in the league. How do people on Twitter know this? But he rocked it. Rock the Cavs ball. Rock the Cavs ball. To me, Trubisky is going to have a longer career than Jones. Who knows? He's a quarterback and doesn't do too much. I think he can beat out Jones in the camp. I think he could beat out Jones in camp. I do. I've said this before. If I have to pick, you tell me, Tim, you have to pick right now, and you're getting Deshaun Watson, and he's cleared of his legal issues. You got to go with Deshaun Watson because he is a proven commodity. What, he's like 24? So, how do you think about Joe Hurts? Apparently, the Ravens sent scouts to see Willis, and Hurts is very high on Willis. Also, Willis has a long history. Rays have a long history of success in the draft. Not my first choice. He's been this looks. I did notes. This is his 19th season with the Ravens. This is his 7th as the director of college scouting. He's been with the organization since '98, and he was a scout for 8 years. Look at that! I did some research. People say I don't research. People say I just turn on the computer. I just do. But I'm doing a video on Monday. I mean, Liberty is a Christian school. He's a Christian kid. What do you it's fine. I don't care. I don't care if our quarterback comes from Pluto. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if he believes in the Easter Bunny. I don't care. Give me 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, another 60 yards rushing, another touchdown. I'm happy. Where do you see Malik goes in draft, or do you think the Giants draft him at 7? I don't think the Giants take him at 7. I think the Giants, if they are going to take one, I would trade down to get him a little bit. I don't think he's going to get past the Panthers. I think he could also go to Denver. There's a lot of speculation where he could go. Trubisky was smart enough to get out of the limelight and be a great clipboard holder that he is. He has never dropped the clipboard once. Not one time. I've heard this information. I've heard it. How about getting our GM head coach from Buffalo? Maybe they can do what they did with Josh Allen. Malik. I don't have a problem with dealing with the guys from Buffalo. There is no one that the Giants have been talking to, either in the general manager things or who they've been linked to and head coaches that I've been upset with. Which is shocking. I don't know how old that bottle of water was. I asked you something similar before, Tim. Do you think the GM will bring in his new medical staff? Would they review the parts of the organization? Here's the problem. The GM is not the president of football operations. That's going to be handled more by the president of football operations. And I think a lot of people think in some regards that the GM is going to have this total autonomy to do all these things. That's handled by the president of football operations. Sidney Crosby didn't even make the All-Star game. Try the X3 bar for your gym. Let me look that up. Hold on. X3. Okay, everyone just talk amongst themselves. X3. Oh, it comes right up. X3 bar reviews. What is that? Oh, an X3 bar. Oh, so it's an actual bar. Now I bought a big Nautilus thing. Well, it does look cool though. I bought a big Nautilus thing. We started building at 5:00 at night. We finished at 10:30. Oh my God, that was crazy. Honest thoughts on Watson, the Giants. I don't think it's going to happen unless these legal issues are just like gone. I don't see it. I mean, I'd love it, but I don't see it. I'd be thrown out, fine, banned in the NFL if a player's not wearing the same color jersey that I'm wearing. He'll fastly fall and ain't getting up no more. I used to say that in college. I hated whoever had a different color jersey on. Hated him. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if you were a nice guy. I hated you. Who's your top G? I think I've if I am being honest, I would go with Poles and Brian Flores. I would do that. Poles, Brian Flores. I would do that. I would do that. I would do that. Bishop Sycamore is hired Joe Judge. Is that true? Bishop Sycamore, isn't that a high school? Oh, God. Here we go. Don't remind me of Vay. He was the coach for the Miracle in Millennials, bad head coach, grandson of Sean McVay. Yeah, he is. I've pointed that out a couple hundred times that he's his grandson. Wish me best of luck today. Good luck, Dak. I'm actually rooting for Dak. I'm rooting for Dak. I'm rooting for the Cowboys a little bit. I don't know why. I just feel some Cowboy love. Give me Tyrod Taylor for the start and have Malik Willis ride the bench. They have the magic. Tyrod Taylor works. Tyrod Taylor, man, anytime he comes in to be the guy, you're right. All of a sudden, the other player comes in and plays well, or he gets his lung punctured, and then he turns into the Duck, or he gets hurt and he turns into Baker Mayfield. Oh, my God. That's pretty funny. Brendan Landon, who works for the Giants, taught me how to play football when I moved to New York and Charlottesville, so Virginia, so I get all the news. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty neat. Well, anyway, that's pretty neat. My cousin is a Sixers fan. The years of tanking to me never paid off. Look at what the Nets did. They refused to tank, and they got big name free agents. That's true. There's two ways to build in the NBA. You build through the draft, or you try to build the big three. I don't think we're getting Watson. And I would like Flores, but I don't think we're going to get Watson. There's a McDaniel question. What do you think of Josh McDaniels, OC coordinator? Oh, no, Josh McDaniels, OC of the 49ers as coach. Seems like a cool guy. I don't know much about the OC of the 49ers, to be 100% honest. I thought you were talking about Josh McDaniel. I was like, because he could interview now. He's not going anywhere. Yes, that is the director of football operations. It's John. Yes. Which is scary. If the teams want to tank, the NFL should do like the NBA did. You have to, so the top 5 picks are shuffled, so every team that tanked might not get the number 1 pick. I don't think the NFL Players Association would ever agree to that. I would take Willis at 7, but I would try to trade down to at least 10 and then pick him if I had assurances that someone that's person at 10 was not trading up to get them. I know people are going to lie. Tim, dump question. Okay. Do you have a plan, a list of 2021 players that would resign, release, target via free agency? Not yet. Not yet. I'm working on the draft right now. We did a video, though, about players that we would release and how we could get down to like $16 million in cap space, but then we would only have 33 players under contract. I feel like we should take an O-line and Malik Willis first round. I think he's in there. I think you could take. I mean, honestly, if he balls out at the Senior Bowl, he does well at his pro day and his individual workouts. He could go as high as 7. I can see that. I want to hear like we heard with Daniel Jones at 6 that year when there was a team in the top 10 that was so high on Daniel Jones and you knew it was the Giants. You knew it was the Giants. I want that about Malik Willis. I'm only taking Flores. If we have to take Flores to get Watson and we have assurances his legal issues are gone, sign me up. Sign me up. Panthers would be very interested in Watson. Washington may, yeah. I mean, if he gets his legal issues, corralled, he could have. I mean, he could have the pick of the league. I mean, you could get. He's of course he's out for a year. You have to knock off some rust, but he could be the guy of the league. Peters, McDaniels, or the Harbaugh Express. One stop, my desired combination. Mike McDaniels. I don't know a lot about Mike McDaniels. I got to look up Mike McDaniels. Oh, I just don't want to take a defensive coach. That's my only thing. I need to build an offense. I need to build an offense. I got to think about that one. Don't get the few fans that want Flores. Another reject of the bang average. Ask Miami. Keep Flores miles away. I'm telling you, man, there's something about Flores. I think Flores, and I don't know why, but I think Flores could thrive in the New York market. I really do. I really do. I would let Evan walk, and I would trade Jones for third. Well, Evan's going to walk. You may get a 5th rounder for Evan. You might, as a compensatory pick, but he is going to walk. I mean, he's not going to walk. I think he's going to run away from the Giants. Evan has never really seen much success with the Giants. Record wise, I would let him. I don't know if he calls plays. I don't know if he calls plays, to be honest. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Mike McDaniels, 49ers HC is current favorite among Miami fans. When looked on Twitter, Facebook, I like him. I have to look him up. I don't know a lot about Mike McDaniels. And I always said this before. It's a crapshoot, especially from people that are like on YouTube or me. We're just prognosticating. We don't know. We don't know if someone's good. We don't know if someone's bad. You can hear information, but you don't know. You don't know. The Jets head coach. He's a little bit of a train wreck. I'm not putting him on the Joe Judge level yet, but he's a little bit of a train wreck. He's a little bit of, he lost the interview. So he should just be fine. Of course, the Eagles head coach lost the interview too. I think he's playing today at 1. 7 players account for 65% of the current payroll. Yep. With Leonard Williams, Galladay, Bradbury, Martinez, Shepard, each guy has done nothing. Yeah, we've done this before. There's a large percentage. 7 players account for a large chunk of the Giants' payroll. Cutting them, waiving them, moving on from them, all it's going to do is going to destroy your cap and not bring back any talent. And that's the problem, because you're still going to be saddled with that dead cap space money. So in my mind, if you're going to get rid of them, renegotiate a little bit and then move on a little further down the road. But but it's going to be the whole situation when we had the Olivier Verdon, JPP, and OBJ contracts. You're going to run into the same situation. Jones's neck is borked. No one's going to trade from him until he proves he can play. I agree, Jonathan, but you may find someone who's quarterback desperate. And you know what? I didn't even think about Pittsburgh, because Big Ben is going to have to be gone soon. So he might not be a bad choice. Saeed, yes, there's a live stream. Shoot. What is your problem, Saeed? There was a live stream. You didn't know this? I told you we're still going to do live streams, man. We're still going to do live streams. I got to go to Walmart later. Very excited about that. Walmart. Whoa, that's fun. Luckily, it's right next to the Best Buy. Always can think of a reason why I have to go to Best Buy, because it's right next to the Walmart. I don't trust anything that comes out of the Dolphins front office. Living in South Florida 15 plus years, they always scapegoat coaches and spread misinformation. Yeah, okay, yeah. I can actually attest to that. As most people know. It's been a year and a half there. Yes. I can attest to that. Leonard Williams is done. He's a paycheck player. Do I have to go through it? No, you don't have to go through the things. I do agree. Leonard is a paycheck player. I've said it before. He plays for Leonard Williams. Doesn't play for the Giants.
King of the almost sack.
And boy, he reverted back to that quickly. The Bills head coach is a defensive guy. Takes control fully. Yeah, okay. All right. Hire Rick Smith. Someone else brought up Rick Smith yesterday. What happened to Rick Smith? I know he's interviewing for, I think, the Panthers job, but what happened to him? He kind of fell off the planet a little bit. Nate Solder is done, thankfully. Yeah, he's going to be done, but we're still going to have some cap space. We still have some dead cap space for that Nate Solder money. Nate Solder's contract froze when he went out on the COVID, and then we renegotiated. So there's still going to be some cash attached to that Nate Solder contract. Not a lot, but still going to be cash. Can we clear in cap space when we have a negative position right now? Yes. But the problem is you're going to move more the needle more into the negative in reference to, I always say it like this with the cap space, especially when you have the dead space. You have $208 million, let's say. And let's say you get rid of, all these guys and you bring in $40 million in cap space. You may have 60 in dead cap space. So your dead cap space needle is going to go down, which is going to limit and prohibit you from doing certain things that you want to do. That's why I always get concerned about that seventh pick. I always say try to trade out into the 10s and after 10 because you want to lower down your rookie pool because we all know it, kiddies. Rookie pool, roll of 51. Things that people always forget when they do their capologies. And didn't we give them all guaranteed money? Oof. We didn't give them guaranteed money. We gave them bonus, which is technically guaranteed money. Yes. And we kept moving that money out. And I kept saying, you can't, it's gladly play you today for hamburger, whatever. Hamburger today, and I'll pay you Tuesday. You think Josh Allen would be good without Diggs? People said he's a product of Diggs. Maybe Diggs is a product of Josh Allen. Oh, very zen. I Miyagi'd you. I think they're a product of each other. So I'm just being an ass today. McDaniels doesn't call plays. Kyle Shanahan does. I thought Kyle Shanahan called the plays. I like Kyle Shanahan. Tim, if you were trading down the 7th pick and taking Millis, what are you doing with 5th pick? I need a defensive lineman. I need a defensive edge. I need an edge. I can start looking more for my offensive lineman 2nd and 3rd round. I need an edge. I need someone to hold that edge so we don't see off tackle right, off tackle left, off tackle right, off tackle left, busted up the middle, over the top. 14-play, 75-yard drive, 6 minutes and 48 seconds. It's so beautiful to get snow in South Carolina. Being from South Bronx, go Giants. We're supposed to get a snowstorm here. That's why I have to go to Walmart to get Walmart stuff. Did he retire? Did he retire? Did he retire already? Colts will move on from Carson Wentz, sign him, and he gets cut. He's not a bad bridge quarterback. I love it though, because all the Doug Peterson haters, biggest thing for the haters of Doug Peterson was Frank Wright made Carson Wentz the quarterback that he was. Well, what the hell happened in Indianapolis? Oh my God. Even though Flores is the team he can show, he's always had success with our defense was a top notch. I agree. You're right. Just got back from down the shore. The first thing I put on his tent. Well, you went down the shore, man? It's a little cold out here. It was 7. It's great, Bob, when you wake up in the morning and it's 7. That's not 7 with the wind chill. It's just 7. Where is James? Oh, we got here. James Williams, it exhausts me. The fans don't understand how bad players really are. The offensive line, defense are important. The game starts. Their technique is, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't get the technique thing. I would rather have Drake McDaniels in the spot like the enemy, but McDaniels would work more in their offense. All right. I could agree to that. Okay. King
of the almost sacked.
That's what I do when I create these sound effects. That's what I'm doing. That was a preview on how I create my sound effects. Oh, Rick Smith's wife had cancer, so we left to take care of her until she passed. I did not know that. I knew something had to be something because he just kind of he was good at his job and he kind of just like disappeared. He did have issues with Bill O'Brien. You're right. I forgot about that. Wow, I did forget about that. I have forgot about that. Wow. Oops. Verifying Outlook. Why is it verifying Outlook? I don't need to verify Outlook. Dom in the house. Dom in the house. As everyone knows, Dom is in the house. Dom is in the house. And when Dom is in the house, people don't always understand that Dom, of course, is the biggest strip club owner in all of the UK. I can't find my music for Dom. Dom, I apologize. Dom. Stop. Oh, here we go. And Dom is here in the house. He is, of course, the owner of Poppycockers, the best in London adult entertainment on the East End. If you're looking for a fun time, you're looking for a place to go, you need to head out to Poppycockers. Yeah, I know. I should do things like Truckosaurus. What's up, Dom? Good evening to the Dahmer. Oh, David, thank you for the super chat. All super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. All is well. Peppers Ingram, Will Hernandez, Lorenzo Cardo, all pending free agents. If you have to keep one, which one would you keep? Oh. Okay, in regards to talent, I would keep Peppers, but I don't think we're going to have the capability to re-sign him. If I'm looking at someone that has more of an upside coming back from the Achilles, because he's played well in the last 3 games, so I'm not going to use that as an aberration for his entire rest of his career, I would go with Carter. To me, Ingram and Hernandez are gone. Gone. But like I said, if I had the cap space and the talent, I would take Peppers, because he's also a quasi linebacker. He played something like 67% of his snaps in the box. So he's a quasi safety linebacker. But if I had to get someone on a low end deal, I gotta go Lorenzo Carter. That's actually a really great question. That was a really good question. I had to think about that one. Steelers are going to the Steelers always go to the Super Bowl. Do you think Carson Wentz was a fluke? It's hard to believe because he looked really good early in his career. I think injuries have caught up to Carson Wentz a little bit. I think the system has caught up to Carson Wentz a little bit. He's had some weird injuries. I'm not going to say he's a fluke because he did produce over a period of time. I'm just going to say he's just reached. He reached his peak. And the peak is what we thought it was. They are who we thought we were. And I just don't think he's as good as a quarterback as he was early in Philly because of injuries. Evidently, the whole Frank Reich thing didn't work out too well. No music. I know. I'm sorry, Dom. All king of all that holy in the strip club. He could be a dominant pass rusher. Good potential. You're right. He could be a dominant pass rusher. Would he fit for the Giants? That's actually a good question. I don't. That's another really good question. I don't want Dominic manager to manage strip club. I don't get that. I don't get what I want either. Okay, I got it now. It took me a minute to figure out. Urban Meyer got fired for poppycock because they replaced him with anyone that's been bad has gone to poppycockers. Oh my God. Anyone that's bad is gone. Of course, Dom does not like to extol his virtues of his poppycockerness. But Dom, of course, will be on Tuesday as well. He will also be on. We'll be doing NFL Talk from across the pond and back, so that'll be fun as well. When we do that, we do another show. Let's see here. What do we got here? Tim, what tight end prospects draft do you like since Ingram is gone? I don't know. I have not gone through the tight ends yet. I will take a look at that. Thought on the linebacker Dean out of Georgia. Oh. Didn't he get hurt this year? Was he hurt this year? Because I think he was hurt this year. Because I think his 2 previous seasons, he totals and tackles in the 70s. I think he would be a good fit for the Giants. I think he's got some pass rushing capabilities, and you take him on and put him on Mr. Ojulari as well. Rumor has it Deshaun Watson wants to play for the Giants, and Brian Flores is coach. It's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. It's a rumor. Look at all these rumors surrounding me every day. Just need some time to get away. Oh, Mr. 305, man. Gregory Russo. Zach Attack knows how to bring it up a notch. Mr. 305. Not going to say anything. That's a lie. I'm going to say a lot. Who wanted Mr. 305? Who begged the Giants to trade back up and get Mr. 305? Begged. Is it possible to pull off this? I think it's possible to pull off the Deshaun Watson trade. I think it's 100% possible. But like I said, the legal issues are just going to kill us. The legal issues, it's just not going to fit New York right now. JoJo's asked for a job, but I had to turn him down. From what I understand, Dom, Joe Judge, when he asked for a job at Poppycockers, he wanted complete control. Coaching rumors are premature. GM is going to choose the head coach. They got to hire the GM. I have a feeling they will hire a GM no later than Thursday. Usually, if you look at the news cycle, you look at your news cycle, and this is from a marketing perspective. You would want to have a name released in a press conference on Thursday, just in reference to a news cycle. And they're burning out interviews, man. First we got to get the list of the final three. That's my first thing we got to get. I saw we go first offensive line pick, then we go second round, then Thomas and Gates, then we got something. I don't know, man. I can't keep just picking up offensive linemen. I just can't do it. We got so many other holes to fill. I'm not going to celebrate until Mara proves he can hire the right coach and GM. You're hoping that Mara turns the reins over to the GM. I've said this before about the Knicks owner, James Dolan. I've said this a million times before about him. James Dolan gave the keys to the castle to Phil Jackson and stayed out of it. Of course, he had the issue with Charles Oakley and Spike Lee in the stand, but he's been staying out of this. The same thing as he turned over his operations to Leon Rose. He's staying out of this. You kind of want Mara to do the same thing. Will he do the same thing? I don't know. I have this feeling that Mara thinks, like I said, I've had this feeling a million times that Mara thinks he's the smartest guy in the room. I've had this feeling about him. And then I've always said, if you think you're the smartest guy in the room, more than likely you are not the smartest guy in the room. So, I mean, I got to look at it. I'm just looking at some other notes over here. I've got some other notes going on up here that I'm looking at as well. He's the defense. Okay. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Jordan Davis is looking up houses in LA to move into. Didn't know that. James Williams. Oh, that's to James Williams. That's to James. That's it. Joe Judge will bring you pizza and beer to poppycockers. No, that's not allowed. George, the kid from Purdue. I don't think he has a tremendous amount of pass rushing ability. I mean, his big season was his first year, and he had like 7 sacks. I mean, but it's different between college. Like I said, we're going to get into the draft stuff in a little bit. The Purdue kid. I heard the Giants are regarded as a joke in the rest of the league. Giants are. If you actually look outside the Giant organization, I'm not trying to be rude, because everyone knows you look outside the Giant organization, you look outward, you look into the bubble from the outside and try not to pop it. We are a joke. GM interviews will wind down on Monday or Tuesday. It looks like Thursday or Friday seems realistic. I'm saying for the news cycle, you want Thursday. For the news cycle, you want Thursday because you're getting too close to the playoffs. Jameis Williams in the second round. Injuries might make him slip to the second or third round. If he's healthy, yes. But they also said, then we also got lucky on Ojulari because of the fact that he had his injuries as well. I keep seeing fans want to draft O-line in the first round. What about the entire defense and special teams, both which are horrible and need to be replaced? We need people talk about the offensive line. We don't have a defensive end to groom. I still think that Ojulari is more of a stand-up linebacker and pass rusher that way, maybe with his hand in the dirt in a little bit, but we don't have a defensive end. We literally do not have a defensive end on the roster. And you're going to and believe it or not, you're going to have to start thinking corner down the road because Bradbury seems to have slipped a little bit. And he's not going to be back after this year, probably. There's a lot of things that this team needs. Redrafting position is not that's a great comment. Redrafting a position is not good GMing at all. I agree. Yes, you cannot keep going to the well for the same thing over and over again. Yes, sooner or later, you're going to pull up a bucket full of water, but most of the time it's going to be just empty. Ooh, what an analogy. I may not have the cap, but what do you think about Lake? I see all these guys, Tomlinson, Jensen, Daniels. We don't have, they would be great. But we're going to have like $16 million under the cap with like 33 players under contract. I mean, the cupboard's going to be bare for a year, guys. The cupboard's going to be bare for a little bit. We barely draft. We don't draft edge rushers and we don't draft linebackers high. And I love Tate Crowder. Love the dude. Love his hustle. Love his insight. Love his ability. Just wish he was bigger, faster, and taller. Besides that, he's not a 3-down linebacker. And I've said this before. People are like, well, look at all the tackles he has. Yes, on a bad team, and I've said this a million times because I've been on bad teams, somebody has to make the tackles. It's just a fact of life. Someone has to make the tackles. Don't people realize drafting 4 offensive linemen in the same years, the airline is going to suffer like no veterans, no expectations, of 2 linemen, and you get your quarterback? Yeah. And does anyone also remember the fact, Wolfie, that you do that? And let's just say you draft 4 offensive linemen in the same draft and every one of them hits. What's going to happen 4 years down the road at contract time? You lose your entire offensive line? Wentz, yes, I think Wentz is better than Jones. I do. Wellington has the ability to do it. Yeah, Wellington did. John should have learned that lesson. I don't think John ever learned the lesson. Wellington did have humility after the miracle of the Meadowlands to step aside and say, I'm turning the team over. No Watson, please. Hasn't played in a year. Yeah, he hasn't played. That's the only thing that bugs me about Deshaun Watson. He hasn't played in a year. That's not due to injury. You're right. What happened to Dom? Tim, one thing people don't realize is you won't be in position to draft Bryce Young or Stroud next year because they're going 1 and 2. Who's the 3rd best quarterback? Who'd be drafting? I don't know. Mara said his brother and nephew are great talent evaluators, but they have lack of the talent since they I don't understand. He also said they're great talent evaluators that basically have no authority. I love that line. Well, they're great at talent evaluation. They just don't have any authority. They just got no skills. RJ Barrett has been rebounding nicely. Feels like it requires less effort to get efficient 20 points, averaging 25 of the games the last 7. People said I was crazy. I'm going to do Nick talk for a second. People said I was crazy because I said, let the offense flow through RJ Barrett. Did a video about it. Said, let the offensive flow through RJ. People are like, well, you have Randall. Yeah, you have Randall, but they are different talents. And if RJ has the ball and more opportunities, I think he could do more things than Randall. He's not going to get the rebounds that Randall's going to get, but I think he'll put them up in bunches. 2025. 2025. John Mara was practicing law before he stepped into the family business. Does he think that makes him the smartest guy in the room? He is inept, and we talked about this in your street. We did Logic Science. We talked about this, and we're going to talk about it over and over again. He is. He is not the smartest guy in the room, and Wellington understood. Step away. Trade for JPP. I don't think JPP would ever leave Tampa. I would never leave Tampa. Plus, the kid's from South Florida. He's not a kid anymore. Here we go. I haven't hung it on the wall yet. Still got to do it yet. The JPP hat from his last game as a Giant against the Washington Redskins. Of course, he gave me the hat. I'm a huge JPP fan. He gave me the hat. That was his last game. We all thought that was going to be Eli Manning's last game too. Andrew Thomas is a 10-year starter. The rest of the line with backups. Do you see us drafting 3 linemen? No, I don't see us drafting 3 linemen. I mean, we probably will, but I wouldn't do it. I do agree with this. The draft to stock with O linemen and tight ends on day 2. I do agree. It's Charlie. Newsflash. Joe Judge and Dave Gilman are starting a home renovation company. They got to do something. Giants have some guys that were banged up. They improve defense if they can stay healthy, add some of the draft, other transactions. They can definitely show improvement. I think the Giants can show improvement just by upgrading the quarterback position. I've said this before. I think the Giants could have won another 2 games, maybe 3, if they had a quality quarterback. And this was before Daniel Jones got hurt. If an elite pass rusher falls to us at 5, we need to take him and use the 7 picks to stack picks later. I agree. I mean, we need to pull like a Josh Allen, the defensive end / linebacker, who Tom Coughlin ran. Giants select Daniel Jones. Tom Coughlin runs to the podium. Josh Allen. Hey, there's Dom. No, Judge had asked us to have the girls go on with big shoes and red giant noses. He said we weren't a clown organization. I think we should ban Don for 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. We aren't getting a GM or head coaches in February because all the main candidates are in the playoffs. Well, that could be a possibility. It depends. It really depends on what happens this weekend. It really does depend. And I believe a GM, though, can be hired even though his team's in the playoffs. A coach can't, but a GM, I believe, can be. Why do people want Mike McDaniels? I get he's really smart offensive mind, but he hasn't been an OC for one season, 1 year coordinator, usually flame out. You're not wrong. I don't know a lot about Mike McDaniels. I always thought Kyle Shanahan called the plays. So I know all about him. The way I look at 2020 is a write-off year. We have to start the build, so accept that we will still be with massive holes. All right, Dom, you're not banned. If they draft Hamilton and Chris to the first round pick, I'm burning all my jerseys including. No, don't burn your signed LT jersey. Send it to me. Send it to me. Giants might be learning that lesson now. I hope they're learning something. You only need like 2 stalwart offensive linemen, not 4. I agree with that. I've said this before. We could have traded for Orlando Brown Jr., who was on his rookie contract still, making like $600,000. They basically give up a second round pick from here and some other compensatory picks. We could have had bookend tackles. And people were like, well, he wants to play left tackle. Fine. I would move Andrew Thomas to right tackle. I got Thomas and Brown, Gates in the middle. Well, actually, I'd still keep Gates at guard. Fixing my problems. People think the Cowboys defense were built through multiple drafts and free agency. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're right. Rome was not built in a day. Maybe Fizdale was onto something when he made the RG. The point, I do think that RJ Barrett should be. I think the offense should run through RJ. I've said. I don't know how many times I have to say it. And this winning streak, it's been running through RJ. There's something about Barrett in regards to when he has the ball in his hands, and he has the ball in his hands quite a bit, that he can be something special. Haven't been invested in basketball this year. Heard Canada Knicks got Reddish. What do you think? I like the Cam Reddish trade. I think some people on the roster like Evan should be concerned because the fact that he's going to take some minutes from him. He's still got the bum ankle. I think the biggest problem with Cam has been Cam Reddish has been injuries. Injuries cost him most of them last season. He's like I said, he's got the ankle this year, but if he turns it around, it could be scary. And also, he could be part of a piece for another bigger trade. Hold on, RJ is the man that has been. He is the youngest player on the court in this third season. He's gonna be a beast. He is gonna be a beast, and I keep saying this. Run the offense through RJ. Did a whole video about it. Nobody watched it because no one ever watches my next videos. I get like 200 watches on the next video, but it's just fine. I don't care. A lot of times I make videos just for me and Saeed. What's going on, Stu? How you doing this morning, my friend? If we're focusing on depth in the draft, let the Malik Willis Express be the number 1 pick, and we are O-line offense of the other. Yeah, I agree. I have no problem with the Giants taking Malik at 5. I really don't. Because there's probably someone else at 7 that they're going to want and need to fill even another need. Just my opinion. Who's your favorite underrated player in the draft? If honestly, it might be just for me, he's a fantastic runner who was forgotten about. I don't know yet. I have not looked at my, like I said, I just started doing draft stuff yesterday. I just started taking notes yesterday. No, thank you. I like Derek. I like Carr. Not gonna lie. If Carr was available, I would take Carr as well. I like Carr a lot. Dom knows how much I like Carr. GM can hire. Coaches cannot be in their play. Yes, that's what I thought. GMs can be hired. The coaches, of course, cannot if their team is still playing. I thought that as well. Dom has to ban himself. He got to put the kids to dinner. Get the kids dinner on the table. Oh, such a nice guy. What's up, upstate New York fan? So as G-Men fans, are we rooting for the 49ers today? I don't know. I don't know. I'm rooting for the Eagles, though. I admit I'm rooting for the Eagles today. I like Jalen Hurts. I like Jalen Hurts as a player, as an athlete, as a guy off the field, because he does a lot of good stuff in the Philadelphia area. So I'm rooting for the Eagles. I wish we'd trade Sean Payton, fix the offense. Well, I don't want to give up any assets for a coach. Need to trade Randall for another Reddish type. I love the 3-and-D guys. And that's why I love Cam. I don't want Zion because Zion needs to lose some weight. The eye test tells you offense flows better when RJ is. If RJ's, and I was screaming this 3 weeks ago when they hit the streak, when it hit the skids. And Randall was jacking up all these threes, like that one game where he shot 1 of 9 or 1 of 10. He took 8 threes. Run the offense through the kid. Is he 21 yet? Run him through the kid. And then when I saw they started to do these last couple of games, last 7-8 games, I'm like, yes, let him have the ball. To me, in some regards, he's well, not defensively, but he's Ben Simmons who can shoot. And I mean with the ball. I don't mean defensively. He's not a bad defensive player, but he's like Ben Simmons who can shoot. He has a lot of those skill attributes. What do you think of Kellen Moore's? I would interview him. He looks like he's 12, but I would interview him. I said that. I would interview him. He's got the Cowboys rolling the last couple of years, man. And it's all him. What do we got here? I don't care about the Knicks. Let's talk Big Blue. If this is a big play, people talk about Knicks. This is a man's channel. We talk about everything. Next, kiddies, we're going to talk about how to build a carburetor. Rebuild a carburetor. I like Carr too. I do like Carr. I would take Carr. My dream quarterback situation be trading Jones for the second, maintaining Merritt for 1 year bridge deal, drafting Wills at 5 or 7. There is no law in the world of the NFL that says you have to play your rookie quarterback. You can sit him 1 year, a la Patrick Mahomes. It's okay. It's all right. You could sit him. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, super chats go to the Philadelphia Children's Hospital. My pick, I'm going to reverse this a little bit, Eric. I would go Sean Flores. If I had to pick, I would go Sean Flores. I know you have the combinations. I don't like the combinations. I mean, it's not that I don't like the combinations. I like a lot of the guys you have there. I do like Poles a little bit better as a GM. But if I had to pick out of the 4, I would actually go Sean Flores. I think I've said that too. I've been watching the Giants since 2004. I don't have any members of the 49ers. I don't have any members of the 49ers Giants rivalry. Then you need to go back and watch the 80s. You need to go back and watch the Monday night game and the Mark Bavaro catch in 86 in San Francisco, where he carried like 8 guys. And the argument Phil Simms got into with Ronnie Lott. And they hit Leonard Marshall laying the wood, knocking out Joe Montana. Yeah, there was a rivalry back in the day. There was a rivalry. There was. I watch your videos daily. I'm 24. Thank you for the good content and helping me make my day. Oh, thank you, Chiefy. I actually appreciate that. I get a lot of that. People telling me that they listen to every day, and sometimes it brightens their day. So if I could do that, I mean, I started doing a video a day during COVID, the start of COVID, because a lot of people just kind of needed to like a break. And I always tell people, listen to an a-hole for 10 minutes. I'll make you forget crap for 10 minutes, but thank you. I appreciate that, Chiefy. Really do. Really do. That made my day. Now can you run out to Walmart for me? Tim, did you hear that John Mara didn't want to fire a judge at Tisch essentially forced fair? I hope he did. I heard that rumor, but I hope that rumor is true. I've heard the rumor. I hope it's true, though, because I want Tisch to get more involved. I want Tisch. Tisch runs this is the thing with Mara. Mara still owns 51%. Mara handles the football operation. Tisch handles the financial operation. Not in regards to salary cap, but just the financial operation, running of the team and marketing. Thank you, Eric. We try. Or I try. And I couldn't do it without everyone in the stream. People are funny. And it's just funny because I got an email. And I get every once in a while too, an email or DMs. People are like, you know what? I like your show. When I'm like, because of my melodious voice and personality. They're like, no, you read everyone's questions. I try. It's hard. That's what she said. But it's difficult to read everyone's questions. But I try to get to everyone as much as I can. I try to get to everyone at least 4 or 5 times. Okay, what do we got? Zach Attack. Jalen is worse than DJ. Look at who's. Oh, what's going on? Since I've been the captain of the D for about 4 months, and the culture, our locker room's changed 180. We're now a band of brothers on the field and off the field with a common goal to win every game. And that's honestly, that's what it should be. Your goal should always be to win. That's honestly what your goal should always be. And yes, you know, that's what a good captain does. I gotta root for the Eagles. And in some ways, I gotta root for the Cowboys. People get mad at me because I say nice things about Dak Prescott. I don't hate other players. I don't. You know? Lowell been a Giant since the 70s, hates 49ers, Cowgirls, Philadelphia Eagles, Washington Redskins, and the Patriots. Don't forget about the St. Louis Cardinals. 10 NFL teams are all in blue in some variant. This is online Big Blue Entertainment featuring the Messiah of New York sports, Tim. Yes, you know, honestly, that, and thank you. Thank you about that, Matthew. I appreciate that. I always appreciate your comments as well. Online Big Blue Sports was supposed to be not just about football. It's supposed to be the Mets, the Giants, the Knicks, the Rangers, and everyone else. I just got, I don't know, not stuck doing Giant videos. Giant videos just came to come up. The Giants have the inside track on the song Watson. We can offer him something no other team can. VIP access to Poppycocker. Sometimes I should read the comments ahead of time. I forget. Tim, do you have any hockey movie Slapshot soundbite line up for your hockey talk? Well, you got Slapshot. Gotta love the Hanson brothers. The movie Goon. I also like Goon, The Return of the Enforcer. So those are with Doug Glatt. It's the House of Glatt. Oh my goodness gracious. Sean, I'd prefer as Buffalo is well managed. Whoever we pick as a coach, I'm cool with. I'm like I said, on the list of teams, on the list of coaches, and on the list of GMs, I'm actually not. I don't have an ill word to say. And I know people are like, shocking. Tim doesn't have an ill word to say. That's shocking. I don't. I like the list. Also, blowing out the Jets is air compressor, the crab, or carburetors run out. That's always checking the meat. That's right, because we talk manly stuff here. I wear a Black Rifle t-shirt. I have a coffee mug that basically says, go fuck your sensitivity. This is the man. I wear a hat that's got camouflage on it. I lift weights. I do other manly things. This is a man show. Oh my goodness. I keep hearing the possibility of Watson trade. What are your thoughts? Because I'm up in the if you're looking at pure talent and you're not giving up the farm, I love the Watson trade. If he does not have his legal issues taken care of, then I'm not down for the Watson trade because the New York market will kill him. They will wrap him up. I'm concerned about Obi. Obi Tips has a short leash with him, but he doesn't play to his strengths. That's why I would get rid of Randall. I've already said I would trade Randall. And I know I hate it because, you know, it's one of my favorite things. You know, like I said, he rocks the mic. Julius rocks the mic like a Randall. You know, people ask me if I'm going to do Nick games, stream Nick games. I might do one day. Who knows? Tim, what are your thoughts on the GM? I think everyone knows who I want. I'm actually fine with everybody. I'm looking at my list again. Ryan Poles, though, like I said, he kind of piques my curiosity, piques my interest. He's been with the Kansas City Chiefs through 3 general manager regimes, and he's progressed through the system. I heard Tish wanted Judge out around Thanksgiving, but Merrick wanted to keep him. I can believe that. Lewis Riddick, I don't have a problem with Lewis Riddick. That was another name. I would not have a problem with Lewis Riddick. I think the Maras and the Tishes are going to have more of a problem with him because of the fact of what he's been saying and what he said about the Giants. But the problem is what he's said and what he's been saying is not untrue. Kind of like this show. It's not untrue. Oh, so you're gonna make me choose, Eric. You're gonna make me choose. I know. If I'm doing it, I'm doing Scott Pioli and Brian Flores. If I'm doing it, but like I said, in my mind, I would do Schoen and Flores. I wouldn't mind that combination. Joe Schoen, Brian Flores. I wouldn't mind that combination. But if you're making me choose, I'm going to then take Scott Pioli and Brian Flores. If you're making me choose, those are the ones I'm taking. If we get Willis, could he move in the worst pocket? Yes. Go watch Liberty. There was a game he played. I can't remember who it was. He ran the ball 26 times for like 28 yards and was sacked 9 times. The kid can move. He can move. Let's see here. I'd root for the Cowboys. Eagles. No. No. Saquon Barkley needs to leave the Giants. He does look depressed. Saquon Barkley looks depressed. And it's not because I accidentally washed baby Saquon in my pocket the other day. He's upstairs. He got washed. He does look depressed. I mean, 4 years of losing after your career in high school in Penn State, who wouldn't be depressed? They're all upgrades. Take them all. I agree. I don't disagree. Fun fact, Dak Prescott, Mississippi State would rank number one the first ever offensive football playoffs ranking. I didn't know that. That is a fun fact. I did not know that. I think the teams put Hurts on their back. I would say that at times, but there have been games where that statement is reversed. But that's actually a nice way to put it. That's an interesting way to put it. Tim, I can't root for the Cowgirls ever. I know I have to. Goon was a great hockey move. I love Goon. But Goon, the last of the enforcers, that's another one. That's another good one. That's another movie that took years to make too. To come back to the second part. There might have been a Goon 3 they were saying, but it didn't make Goon 2 didn't make a lot of money. Moron Mara had bad habit of gambling and bringing in all the cheap GMs, coaches, low cost with high risk for 4 decades. It's never paid off. He never learned. He never did. He never learned what Wellington learned. Sometimes you got to just give it up. Romo was such a great guy. It sucks to learn about the years ago as a G-Man fan. Like I said, I don't have animosity towards other players. I like Tony Romo. I liked him when he first started announcing games, and he replaced Phil Simms. But I like Tony Romo. I like a lot of people. People are like, you're so. I always love when people go, you're just so mean. Sometimes you're so nasty. I like people. I like everybody. I like everyone. The Eagles 2019 had no wide receivers, aging online in defense, and Wentz took them to the playoff. You're right. You're right. How do you feel about Doug Peterson? I already said it. I don't mind the idea of Doug being the head coach. I really don't. I think he fell out of favor with ownership in Philadelphia, and I think they pulled the leash on him they pulled the rug out from him way too quickly. I'll tell you this from what I've heard from people that know players that are in the Eagle organization. Players liked playing for Doug. They didn't like what he did that last game of the season, but up to that point, they enjoyed playing for him. So, I mean, that's interesting. Trade down from 7 to like 17, collect the extra picks. Trade 17 for extra picks. Daniel Jones for 1 of 3. I don't disagree. I just curious what talent we're going to be trading out of. That's my big question. All right, Johnny. Peace. Enjoy the Nick Talk. I always love Nick Talk. Watson legal issues would turn Mara off. I agree. I think that would turn Mara off. I do. See, I gave you an answer. I just didn't want to give that answer. But since you made me give you an answer, I gave you an answer. But I wouldn't have a problem with that. Louis Riddick, Scott Pirelli not indicated or interviewing, so that's there. Yeah, but you never know. You never know who the Giants might have all these guys and be like, we're going to go this direction. Giants fans think every year it's a bad quarterback draft. Last year I said Fields and said I liked Fields. I liked Justin Fields. I said I liked him. I would give Adrian Wilson and Flores a chance. I really like Wilson. I like Wilson's experience as a player because he was a hard-hitting safety. I think there would be a nice combination. Like I said, I am looking at the list that I put together of the names that I have interviewed. So, you got Schoen, you got Poles, you got the two guys from the Titans, you got Peters, you got Ryan Carthon, who of course is Maurice Carthon's son, Adrian Wilson, Quentin Harris, and then you got the guy from the Ravens office. I mean, I don't hate the list. Honestly, I was sold on Willis after watching Syracuse Rivers game, breaking sacks, juking defenders, firing missiles. Yeah. He did get stopped on the 4th and 1 at the goal, but that's all right. See, I like to point out everything. Holy blank. I thought you was like 25. No. You probably thought I was 25 by listening to my voice, not looking at me. No, I'm old. There's me and there's dirt. Oh, the Ronnie Lott, Phil Simms face off. If younger fans, if you don't know that, go watch it. Just Google it. Or just go to YouTube and YouTube it. Just go and YouTube it, man. That was something else. I'm known as a silent assassin because I always look happy and hyped before the games. Despite all my opposition and any coach asks me, I'm smiling for I'm only telling you, just watch me. I always tell people all the time. I was always happy I was always a happy, fun-loving guy until the whistle blew. And that was the end of that. I just did a mock draft and I got Adrian Hutchinson at 5 and Neal at 7. Those players, I don't know. Oh, that would be a good draft. That'd be a great draft. I mean, I don't know. I still got to get my quarterback. I mean, Ernie Accorsi said it best because Ernie Accorsi, of course, was in the Baltimore organization when they were the Colts in 83 when they had John Elway. And John Elway said he's not going to come to the Colts. And the Colts ownership made Ernie Accorsi trade, and he was a rookie GM, made him trade that pick away to Denver. And then when he drafted Eli Manning in 2004, he said the reason he did it and did it the way he did it was because the fact that he learned that when your quarterback's there, you need him and you want him, you think he's the right guy for the team, you just go and get him. And that's why I said I understood. I didn't like it, but I understood why the Giants and Dave Gettleman took Jones at 6, because when your quarterback is there and you think he's the right fit for your team, you go and get him. And that's what they did. So 2018 draft, can't miss. Look for Flames. It's a can't miss draft. You're right. You're not wrong. I feel like as long as we get the right GM hire right, everything will fall into place. I don't disagree. I think the domino will fall if you get it right, and I don't mind anyone on the list. That was Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen draft. You're right. I remember Lott and Simms. Ronnie was trying to intimidate Simms. Varro had a good game that night. Ronnie Lott at one point in time said that Phil Simms, the reason he got mad at Phil Simms, this is legend, that he said something racially motivated towards Ronnie Lott, and that's why Ronnie Lott got pissed. So, I mean, I don't think that was the case. And no one heard anything. So, I mean, I don't think that was the case with Phil Simms. Phil Simms was a competitor, but he didn't seem like that type of guy. Rumors are that John Mayer wants his nephew as a future GM. How horrible would that be? He wouldn't be able to fire him. No, he's no way he's going red. He's going that direction. No way he's going that direction. I would take Willis with 5. After that, we draft DJ at 6. Why not? And why let Carroll? I agree, Jay. I am concerned about the Panthers from what I'm hearing with Malik Willis. I'm concerned. If there's a guy that you like at 5 that you know you can get at 7, why not just take Willis at 5? That's what I'm saying. What is that? Is it a penguin? Drafting a quarterback with all the traits: Mahomes, Rodgers, Herbert, Allen, all the elite traits, but we're raw prospects. Draft the damn traits. Who was not pro ready? I agree. Would you bring Marcus Mariota? Thank you for the super chat. All super chat. Go to Philadelphia Children's Hospital. Would you bring Marcus Mariota to compete with you? Yes. I did a video, Eric, 2 years ago when he got released, saying that the Giants should sign him to compete against Daniel Jones, or to compete with Daniel Jones. And I said you would push your young quarterback, but they would never do it because of the fact that I think Daniel Jones, I've said it a million times, does not have the intestinal fortitude to, and I think the Giants feel this is a way to have someone in competition with him. And I think that is their biggest issue. I would use Mariota. I would dump DJ, draft Willis, and have Mariota start. He's still relatively young. He's 26 or 27, or maybe he's 28. I don't remember off the top of my head. But he's not in his 30s. He still has an upside. He's not like he played horrible. He had some good seasons. He just had some injury issues and some consistency issues. But I would bring him in. I would bring him in to start. I'll never forget Bavaro driving like 8 players on his back. Yeah, and then one guy, he shoulder checked him and just went, he just fell off. It was great. It was great. I also love Mariota, but he was too funny in college and is underrated as an NFL quarterback. I agree. I would bring him in. I would let him start. So how many are pressed for O-line in the first round outside of offensive tackle? You do not draft interior linemen in the first round unless it's a generational Thank you. Thank you. I've said that before, Flash. Flash Guard 180. I always think of Flash Gordon when I see your name come up. I always think of the old Flash Gordon from the 80s. Flash, oh, king of the impossible, with Sam Jones. He's like, who are you? Quarterback. Flash Gordon, quarterback, New York Jets. He had 4 sacks. Yeah, but I said the same thing. I think he had his, I think it was his first year starting, he had 7. And that was 3 years ago. Yeah, I don't see it either. I don't see it either. I love how a year ago, Giant fans didn't care about the offensive line. It was all about getting wide receivers because they thought wide receivers were going to turn Jones into Josh Allen. Now they think we need 9 offensive line. Oh, my God. That's true. That's true. Nah, we don't need, what, Fred? Come on. I think you're exaggerating. We don't need 9. We need 8. You're right. What's your opinion about letting rookie quarterbacks sit for a year while we do? I've already said, and Jason, I said this early in the stream a couple hours ago, or an hour and a half ago. I don't have a problem sitting the rookie quarterback. Patrick Mahomes sat. Plenty of quarterbacks have sat. Back in the 80s and the 90s, the rookie quarterback always sat his first year. Not always, but majority of the time they sat that first year. They sat. But at that point in time, I mean, like I said, it's now I have no problem because you know what? I think they get to learn, and I think they get to understand the game. And I think it's more of a ability to help them groom. But I don't. I mean, I have no problem with that. I would do that. I'm just reading a message. So I was reading a message. What do you think, Fox for Randall? I don't know if it was Sacramento. Shooting guard. I don't think Sacramento would do it. I would do it. I don't think Sacramento would do it. You would have to give him some first rounders, I think. Because you're also looking at a kid that's 24. I think Randall's 26. He's not old, but he's 26. He's shown more consistency over his career, even though he had some injuries back in, I think it was in 19, but he's averaging 18 points a game. I think he's in the 20s now. He's averaged 20s in the 20s the last 3 seasons. So, I mean, I would do it. Linderbaum is regarded as a generational talent, so I still can't do it. Like I said, unless you're telling me you're drafting Dwight Stevenson and you're giving me assurances I'm getting Dwight Stevenson, I can't take a center that high. We've neglected getting a quality center for the line for years. Do you like Mike Vrabel? Yes, I do. Yeah, but the center position is interesting enough as long as you control the interior, help control the interior and snap the ball well. You don't have to have an all-pro at center. You always talk, it's your tackles that are going to cause your issues. I'm doing good today, Sam. How are you doing? Do you like Mike Vrabel? I like Mike Vrabel. And he's not a Belichick disciple. He was just a Belichick player. Why don't you like Pickett over? I've said this before. I mean, Pickett to me is the big statuesque quarterback that stands in the pocket and scans the field as everything falls around him and he climbs the ladder. You know, he's not going to give you any. He's a pocket passer. The league has gotten away from that. I'm not saying he's not going to be successful. I'm not saying that at all. But I need something that's got a specialness about him. I need to swing. I need to swing big. Go big or go home. That's my thing. I'm doing good. How you doing good? We're actually going to sign off here in a couple minutes because I got to go to Walmart. Martin Willis is a win-win. Willis can learn from a talented vet for a year while Marcus Mariota gets a chance to prove himself, and I'm hoping getting a multi-year contract to big free agents. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Come on up to my room. Oh, would you like to get a defense? Who would you like to get for defensive end? I don't know. To be honest, ECK, I was still looking at that. But I would do a defensive end. I would have to go end. Marcus Mariota is a stopgap quarterback. Get rid of DJ. Next scares me the hell out of me. I agree. Have you talked about polls yet? I've listened to your last video and you're open and you have talked about polls yet. I listened to your last video and you opened my eyes to him. We've talked about polls a little bit in the stream. I like him. Like I said, I like a guy that's been with his team. He's been with his organization for forever. He's a former offensive lineman over at Boston College. He's gone through 3 general manager regimes and has progressed through the system. His fingerprints are all over, like with Creed Humphreys, the rebuild of that line. I just think it's something there. I personally just think something's there. I really do like him a lot. I really do, Akeem. Nick Gates played well at center, which proves you don't need an all-pro center. Nick Gates' biggest problem is he never played the position, so he didn't know what to do at times, like the time he had the guy in a chokehold. He was shocked that he got called for holding. I had him in a chokehold. John O'Hara was 3-time Pro Bowl center, and we got him off the street. Well, we signed him in free agency. We didn't get him off the street. Don't forget about Bart Oates. Going back in the day, we got him from USFL. You going to? No, I need curtains. And I need something else. I forget what I'm going to Walmart for. I got to go to Walmart for something. I know we're going there for a reason. I know curtains is one. I need something else. Mrs. Onbon Big Blue hasn't texted me and told me what we need. Hold on, let me double check here. Nope. Has not texted me yet. Someone else just texted me. Who else texted me? Is your phone dead or something like that? Oh, I don't know. My phone is dead. No, my phone's working. Yes, I remember Kevin Booth. Yes, I do. Everyone thought he was going to be wonderful. I'm heading to Walmart after this too. Need food shop anyways. Want to try one of those 1-bite frozen pizzas before they disappear. I didn't know they had 1-bite frozen pizzas. Walmart's fun. Walmart's fun to go to. I like when you go to Walmart and there's nobody there. Poles is good because 3 different regimes saw him and kept him because of the new general manager getting. That's it. You know what? You don't just get rid of. Oh, I got plenty of toilet paper towels. You don't get those. I mean, guys don't stay. 3 regimes. I don't know if his career's over. He said he's not making any guarantees that he's coming back. I'm pretty sure since 20 last year, I saw the 30th and 31st. I don't know. Could be right. Could be right. I don't think it's ranked that high. To me, Bart Oates should be in the Hall of Fame. Good player, Hall of Famer. No, if you go back to his Baltimore and Philadelphia Star days, and you count that, then yes, I would have to agree. You need the fruit. No sangria. I got no sangria. I got toilet paper. I got toilet paper. Yeah, but Kenny Abrams is different. He's running the cap, and that again, a lot of that falls on. A lot of times that will fall under football operations, president of football operations, who we know is John Mara. Going to Walmart for milk and bread. I got a freezer full of food. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to go. I mean, sometimes it's also just nice to get out. There we go. Cincinnati's O-line is ranked 20th. Giants ranked 31st, according to ESPN. See? I wasn't totally wrong. Thank you, Zach Attack. Walmart is never empty unless it's 24 hours since like 3 a.m. No, the Walmart down us, like I said, I'm going at 1 o'clock. Oh, watch this. Actually, if you live in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania tri-state area, I'm going at 1. Because what happens at 1? There's a football game. I'm going at 1 o'clock. I know. I'm not as dumb as I look. I'm dumber. Any other last questions here, guys? I do have to wrap this. Suck at that. It's been a long day. A long night. Dehydrated. Got to get into the gym. Which is great because now I can sit and just walk into the other room. No other questions? We got over 100 people in here. No one's got a question. Bueller? All right, fine. I'll just play sound effects.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Okay, got to run. Eagle Content Creators are going live. Tell a bird fan or Eagle bird fan, or I can't remember his name. Tell him I said hello. Tell him I said hello. Silly wabbit. Twix are for kids. Sorry. Do they still have cartoons like that anymore? Radio nowhere. If you got to go with, you got to go for Tampa and Philly. I got to go. I tell you, I got to go Philadelphia. I have the affinity for Tampa for obvious reasons, but I got to go Philly because I like Jalen Hurts. Will there be a 9 p.m. stream? That's always the big question. I don't know, Zach. There's no game. There's no game on. I can't rant about anything. I don't know. We'll talk about it. It depends on if it snows. Depends on if it snows. Let it snow. Let it snow. Wait, where's the? Uh-oh. Someone's getting wonked.
Get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Jay got wonked, cuz. You know what? I think Matthew came up with that if trivia stream at 9, maybe Matthew came up with that. I think it was Matthew came up with that you don't get banned in this room, you get wonked. So Jay got wonked. He got wonked. Oh, who do I have beating them? No, Tampa. I got winning. I got Tampa winning, but I still got root. I still got root for Philadelphia. I got Tampa winning. I don't know, Zach. We'll see. We'll see the Wonka hammer. No, I just like that you got wonked. I just thought that was great. I just love that. You got wonked. So what? A Patriots assistant, the Belichick going to recommend for these coaches openings? No, I want nobody. Nobody except for Brian Flores, who has any type of connection with Joe Judge. I mean, not Joe Judge. Yeah, with Joe Judge. Get both Flores and Watson. I would do that, but I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Eric, I love your show. I've been watching every week and I donate. And I actually think that Mariota could not be a bridge quarter. I think could not be only a bridge quarter. I think he could be our starter I do think he could be. I've said this before. I don't know if you watched the video. It was 2 years ago. Wow, it was 2 years ago. It's one of my first videos, I think. I like Marcus Mariota a lot. And I think if injuries and consistency are his biggest issues, the talent is there. Who do I like in the AFC East? Nobody. I don't root for the AFC East. I don't like anybody. I like Buffalo. Or AFC Central. Sorry. I like Buffalo. Grandpa Joe. He got wonked. Grandpa Joe got wonked. Someone needs to Photoshop Wonka's face on He-Man. That's the branding image. I could do that. I could do that easy. All right, we're going to go see here. Tinfoil hat on. Marin knows the GM he wants, and they're merely going through the motions for positive PR's sake. I like that. Yeah, tinfoil hat I got the tinfoil hat on. All right. Yeah, I like that, actually. I would take Brian Flores. I don't have a problem with Brian Flores. I don't. I would take him, though. I would take him. Tim, I heard Tish finally put his foot down in ownership, and that was the reason, Joe Judge. We've talked about that, and like I said, I mean, if he did, thank you, Mr. Tish. I appreciate that. Bills killed New England. They did. Can you imagine if it was Abrams getting the GM job? If Abrams gets the GM job, I quit. I quit. There would be a cursed-filled stream that not only would get me banned from YouTube, but I would quit. 2022 is going to suck. It's going to suck, Zach. It's going to suck. It's all good. It's going to suck. We all know it's going to suck, but you know what? We all know it's going to suck together. People are jumping on the online Big Blue bandwagon because we know it's going to suck. We all know it's going to suck together. So, I mean, I think we just have to leave it at that. But you know, it is what it is. All right, we're going to roll this out because I do have to run to the Walmart, but you know, we have to give, we got to give some big shout outs and we got to give some big thanks to, of course, to our venerable sponsor. We got to give our big shout out to, of course, Poppycockers, the best in London adult entertainment, the sponsor of online Big Blue Sports. When you're looking for the best entertainment in the West End, you go to where else? Poppycockers. I told you that's not going to get old. Sorry. Oh, that's not going to get old. Welcome to the Flying Cardinals. Your host, Tim. I would quit if Abrams. 9 p.m. rant. Mara takes Abrams as GM. Oh no, that would be like a 14-hour rant. I might be on for like 12 hours. All right, guys. Yeah, I got to run out of here. Thank you, Lamar. Everyone stay safe. Appreciate it. You're going to have another stream later today. That could be awesome. We'll see, guys. We'll see. We'll see. Great chat with everyone. I'm glad everyone that came out and could stop by. Draft, baby. Yeah. Well, we have to pay the homage to the Dahmer. Oh my God. You know, it's funny. I always laugh because people are like, you don't like doing streams. Actually, I like now doing streams more than I like doing the videos. The problem is streams wear you out. They wear you out and then they fire you up. For Dom.
Draft, baby. Yeah.
Gotta have the draft, baby. Yeah, chat up there. Hope everyone's Zach Tag. I'm gonna have a safe trip. Hope everyone is gonna do well. Thank you again, Matthew. Appreciate everyone stopping by and hanging in for the last 2 hours. We've had a good stream, we had a fun stream. We're getting more and more people. The channel is almost gonna hit 8,000. We hit 10, and I'm selling Poppycocker merchandise. Just throwing that out there. And of course, any merchandise that we do sell will go to charity. So, but I appreciate everyone for stopping by, coming on out. Hope everyone has a safe trip. I'm going to have a safe trip. Thank you very much. Like I said, Walmart's only 6 miles down the road. So that makes it easier. I can run in, run out, and be back before the snow hits. But I think we're going to get rain now. But the question is, will we be a stream at 9? I don't know, guys. We'll figure it out. Don't you have enough? Don't you guys get enough of me for 2 hours now? Want another 2 hours? Ryan, peace, my friend. Have everyone else up a great evening. Stay safe out there. If you're in the Philadelphia, New York tri-state area, watch the weather, watch the rain. It's gonna rain though, looks like, instead of snowing, but we are gonna be some people are gonna get some snow. So if you're out driving and doing that fun stuff, stay safe. Let's enjoy the games and let's see what happens, and we'll see what happens at 9. But I appreciate everyone. Thank you all. We're signing out, and we gotta go.